Well, hello and welcome to another Thursday morning with me and some ink and some paper and some cardstock and, all that fun stuff. Today's class is a pickup class, and this pickup class is smashed right in between Use It Up and Technique Time. So that's today's class. So it's a pickup class featuring the Hearts and Hugs bundle in the annual catalog. This is a sweet little bundle of cute little critters that's just kind of, really fun to stamp with and to color if you like to do that. So that's what I'm doing today is I'm just going to do some classic straight down, straight up stamping and then color it in with some Stampin' Blends and back that all up with the Unbounded Beauty DSP. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I've got a viewer on one. That's awesome. My guess is it's Kat. Maybe not, but Kat's usually the first one on Thursday mornings. Anyhow, so that's my cue for good Thursday morning and welcome to the Backstage Pass. As Backstage Pass holders, you're here to watch this class if you'd like. This is just kind of a nice little gift to you from me. And like I mentioned, it's the Hearts and Hugs stamp class, pickup class, whatever. Well, Anyhow, so welcome and good morning. So let's begin with a little bit of business. I have lots of business coming up. The first thing I want to share with you is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline to register or purchase a qualifying amount on my current host code to get your class kit for the Changing Leaves class. And oh my, whew, so pretty. So many layers and they're just rich and beautiful. So let me give my camera a little flip so that we can begin with a few bits of business of what is coming up in the Backstage Pass. And then we will stamp today. So here comes the hand. Okay. And let's see here how we're doing. I thought I flipped that, but it didn't. It always gets stuck right in the button to switch it is right where you don't want it to be. If you know what I mean, Vern. Okay, let's see if we can get a better angle on this. Come on. You kind of just do a little switcheroo. Like I say, Facebook's doing some weird things yet again. Okay. It looks like I'm having a hard time. There we go. Getting this to sit flat so that you're not looking at craziness. Okay, I need to move it out a little. Oh boy, you guys. Ugh. Okay, I think we're getting there. One of these days, I might just not. Yep, my phone is ringing. Okay, so here we go, folks. Here we go. All right, so the host code. I was mentioning that we have a class coming up next week. This is the Changing Leaves bundle, and it's a hybrid bundle. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. But with a purchase of $50 or more before tax and shipping on this host code, you can get this class for free. I will ship it right to your door. Hello, Jan. So good to have you here. Good morning, Denise. Purchase, and this gets sent to you. A $75 purchase before tax and shipping is going to get you the Changing Leaves class and September's Use It Up class kit. And we'll talk about that one in a minute. Let's take a look at the Changing Leaves hybrid bundle. These are the stamps for hybrid leaves. And these are the dies. These are fun. We've got some open leaf dies And then we have some detail dies and a couple different labels and a circle. And then there's the great thing, and that is this is a hybrid bundle, so it does come with a 3D embossing folder. Now, this is on back order, but is coming back in just a couple days, somewhere around September 2nd. The class I know is before that, but the beauty is this will all be videoed. And so if you don't have it, you can always go back and rewatch, or you might have some similar leaves in your stash. I highly recommend that. That will totally work as well. So that is coming up next week. Again, with a purchase, you can get the kit for free. It's a $35 value, and it's so much fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, the class is planned, and I have it sitting next to me. I'm like, should I show them or not? I will show you that I am going to use, this is the leaf, maybe if I put my hands under here. It's called Leaf Fall, and we'll be using this in the class. I'll be embossing it for you so that you'll have that. That's part of the kit. So that is next week, folks. Don't miss out on it. And in 2 weeks, actually less than 2 weeks, I will do my Upstyle Your Paper Pumpkin class on a Wednesday, not a Thursday. Sorry, I am driving down to Utah for a family wedding that will be on Saturday, and we're leaving on Thursday. So I needed to move this up a day, but we're going to do a couple really cute projects in this class with the Time for Cake Paper Pumpkin Kit. It just came out. It should be hitting your doorstep if it hasn't already. I think it probably already has. So, fun class coming up with that. And here's what's coming up in September. So, for the Use It Up class in September, we are going to focus on the Iconic Imagery Suite Collection. And here, this is an online exclusive. And so this is fun because it's going to take you from the fall into the winter and then into after the new year. You can do everything from fall types of things to Christmassy to New Year's, even into Valentine's with this set. And the star of the show, to me, you've got a couple really awesome shaped labels in this bundle right here. So, and it has matching paper, ribbon, and gems. So be looking for that. If you have a $75 purchase this month, you're going to get that kit for free along with your free kit of Technique Time. Pick it up 1 month from now, Leaves and Trees. And so I'm not entirely sure what this class is, but my theme will be Leaves and Trees. And chances are you're going to see some repeat, not card designs, but stamp sets that I've already used that I'm bringing back out and showcasing them again. So just bring yourself some leaf stamps, leaf dies, tree stamps, tree dies, whatever you have. Let's have some fun doing some pretty, just really pretty cards. We're gonna use the Thoughtful Journey DSP, if that's what it's, or Thoughtful Wishes, I don't know, the name of things. And then I am super excited for this class, you guys. Next month, Technique Time will be the Sophisticated Sled Bundle. You guys, I love vintage items. I buy a lot of them. They're in my yard, they're in my garage, they're everywhere. But I love this sled. And I really love the ice skates. And when you put the two together, hello, I'm a happy camper. So that is what's going to be coming up in the month of September. Those are the classes that we will be having. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any requests for classes, let me know. Okay? I'm happy to do a class that might be your request. Okay, I'm still trying to get a good shot of my work surface here. Having issues. Okay, so here is what we're doing today. we're gonna make some cards that are super cute. They are very sweet. And let's see here. Let me get my first little stack of papers. And so my first stack of papers here, I mentioned that I'm using the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper. And the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper, it's cute. I used this during one of our presentations in Studio Ink Spots, the Country Woods Camp. This paper is really fun. I'll just give you a quick look at a few of the pieces. You'll get kind of the style. But it's Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie. Okay, so here's some Peach Pie and Pretty in Pink. I love this piece. There's more of that Petunia Pop. There's another pattern. This paper is focusing on the new in colors. However, it has the addition of Berry Burst as well. So fun paper. So that's what I'm using today. And because I'm using that, it made sense to pull out the glimmer paper that is the in color colors. So we'll be seeing a little bit of that today as well. So that's what I'm using with this very adorable Hearts and Hugs stamp set. Okay, these cute little critters, they're just fun. What's not to love? So let's start with our first project and a piece of white, just so that we have some white paper here. And I'm going to stamp that. Of course it's white paper. I mean, this is kind of our basics. We're starting out here. And let's stamp are these walrus? I'm so bad. So I'm hoping Jolinda might be here or somebody help me with my animals. I know you're thinking, how could she be so stupid to not know her animals? But I'm thinking these are walrus because of the tusks. But anyhow, they're cute. So you're going to need a bigger block for this image. This is an eye block. Or I don't even know if do we not sell this one anymore? But you can put it on a bigger block as well. You could also put it on this size block. You're just going to need a bigger block. Okay, so the great thing about this little bundle is that we do have dies that are going to die cut our images. So I already have one die cut ahead of time. So you're not watching me just do a bunch of die cutting. Okay, got to get my papers in order here. So here's one that I have die cut already. So let's go ahead and give this a quick color. And let's see here. Get myself a piece of scratch paper. Okay, here's a couple more of the dies. We're going to see all of the dies by the end of today. We're going to use them all. So for this one, I'm going to use Smoky Slate, my Smoky Slate blends. And I'm going to use a touch of Pebbled Path. That's just kind of a darker gray because I didn't want their noses to be black, but I also didn't want them to be just gray. I wanted to up it just a little bit. Okay, so hello, Marcia is on. So I'm going to start with light, the lighter gray, and I'm just going to come in and around. And I'm just going to kind of lay some color down in the direction or kind of in the shape of this little walrus. I'm going to switch to my other end just so that I can come in here and get in his little face. I'm assuming this is the guy because his tusks are bigger. Could be. And you know, I don't know. That's just my way of thinking. It could be a mom and a daughter, or a mama or a papa and a daughter. I don't know. You tell me. So, I'm just kind of working this. Like I say, I like to color because what you'll find is that some of these lines do show up by the time you finish adding all this color in, right? So I'm just filling the whole body in. Okay. I'd sure love to know what you guys like to do with your blending brushes. Now I'm going to go to the darker color here, and I'm going to pump up these lines that Stampin' Up! Has drawn where he's just got a couple, you know, he's got some rolls. Gives him a little shape. Plus I'll do just a little bit down here on the bottom. Okay. Maybe up on his back a little. Okay. So I've just added a little dark, and now I'm going to pull all that color inward. Okay, just kind of scribble right over all of this. And this, I'm back to my light. Just kind of bring this around. And then I have to be a little bit more careful around the face, you know. And then maybe draw, because that's got a harsh line right there. My goal is to not have any harsh, if you've got a harsh line, just go in and try and drag that color into your critter or your project, okay? So there is my one walrus, okay? And let's do his nose and tongue, his face. So this is light bubble bath. This is dark bubble bath. And the dark, I'm just going to kind of hit the tongue area and where his whiskers are. Okay. And then his nose is going to be, is this dark or light? This is light pebbled path. You could use either one. But I'm just kind of punching up the nose a little bit. While I have it out, let me go ahead and hit that one. And we'll do the exact same thing since I have the bubble bath out. Let's get these going. Okay. And a little bit, just the same drill that we just did. Okay. That's it for their little faces. I'm going to pump up the bubble bath, the dark, just a little bit more. And as that hopefully dries, it will blend into the other. I might need just a little bit of help, a little bit. Let me pull it just a little bit so I don't have a harsh line. Okay, if you can see that, hopefully. All right, so there's that. Now let's go back and let's get this one colored. I'm going to use my smaller tip. This is light smoky slate. You know, I didn't think I would use smoky slate and gray granite very much. You guys, I have found, especially when you have like cute little critters, like the what was the set with the bear and the honey and all that? Not the Be Mine, but the other one that was an online exclusive. Anyway, with critters, I'm finding I'm using a lot of gray granite and smoky slate and crumb cake. In fact, I need a new set of crumb cake blends. So let me ask you guys a question. Marcia, Denise, how often do you use blends or Copics or alcohol markers, and how often do you have to replace them? Just out of curiosity. Okay, so for her, I'm going to do her just a little bit different, and I'm going to use the light to pump up these little rolls. Okay, and just kind of come around. And because I want her to be just a little bit lighter than he is. I don't want him to look exactly the same. Okay, so again, just a little bit more. Pump those up. Maybe even her eye. Okay. So I think that these two are kind of cute. And that's what I find charming about this set are these different little animals here. And so here they are. All right, so this is our focal point for this card, and our elements going with it. This is going to be a Petunia Pop card, and so I'm starting with an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Easy peasy. We've all been there, right? So Petunia Pop. I really like this Petunia Pop color. In fact, I really, really like it with Berry Bliss. Berry Burst, Berry Bliss. And so we have something like this, but I'm going to need your help right now. And so I have this piece of Designer Series paper to go with it, or you tell me this one. So should we be going with the stripe, so the Petunia Pop stripe side, or with the Seaside Spray, I am totally making up colors, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop and Pretty in Pink Flowers. So just curious, let me know, and you tell me where we're going to take this card direction-wise, and that will kind of tell me, hey, this is how we're going to finish this one. Denise says she uses an aqua painter and no blends. I like the aqua painter a lot. It just means that you're going to be using a waterproof ink rather than Memento. Memento does not hold up well to watercolor. So, but yes, I go both ways. I really, really like it. Hello, Julie. Good to have you here. So Denise says stripes. Okay, so we're going to go the stripes side. And let's see. For this card, I'm going to be pulling in the So Swirly embossing folder. Now, this is a 6 by 8 folder. It's massive, but I liked this one because it kind of, in an abstract way, reminds me of water, or, somewhere where these two might be living and hanging out. Now, this is not a 3D folder. This is a regular folder. It is thinner, so when you are running it through the machine, it's a slightly different sandwich. So I will help you with that sandwich in just a second. This is the piece that I'm going to be embossing, and it's just a piece of basic white, and I have die cut it from the Everyday Details dies. Okay, so I have this one that's new, and Spotlight on Nature, and Spotlight on Nature is all circles. The benefit of having some basic shapes and things is so fantastic. And so this one, this particular die, it's going to cut a frame. If you want to cut a frame out in your card, it's going to give you a frame with some pinhole size holes kind of thing, or you can cut a label just like I've done right here. So that's where this one came from. All right in there. So I highly recommend the Everyday Details. You have rectangles and circles, and then you also have some detail dies here that you can cut some cool designs in your cards with. And I've done that, just not in this class. So I'm using this. I'm going to use this and some circles today. So that's kind of where I'm headed. Okay, so just pick a spot anywhere you want on the die to run it through. Then grab your stack of plates from your Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And here's what you're going to need. You are going to need plate number 1. Okay. Folded edge goes in first. All right. And then you're going to, you need your plate number 3. Let me get it facing the right direction. So in lieu of plate number 3, I'm using a Magic Mat. And I don't use a lot of non-Stampin' Up, but I do use this tool right here. It is saving me. I've used this plate. Look, it's not warped at all. I've been using this for months and months. The Magic Mat is saving my top plates. Okay. So, all right. So that is your sandwich. You're going to do 1, 3, which is Magic Mat, then your folder, and then another number 3. And you're going to run that through your Big Shot, your Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now, I will mention, because this is a regular folder, you do not need the gray number 4 plate. You do not need the gray 4 plate, just as a reminder, so that we're all clear. But I'm putting all my plates kind of back together so that when I go to die cut something else, they're in the right order. Okay, so look how cute this is. Is that not cute or what? I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so Denise decided on the stripes side. So that's the side we're going to use. Cute, cute, cute. But I want this piece, well, before I tell you about this piece, well, okay, I'll just tell you about this piece. You're like, shut up, girl, and just talk. What I want to do is I want this piece to be raised up. But because I want to put dimensionals under it, but I would have to fill it with a bunch of dimensionals. And I don't want to do that. So and because it's paper, it just doesn't quite have the same oomph. So I'm going to line my piece of paper with a piece of white. Or you could use any color that, is not like, maybe use a color you don't use a lot of, that you don't, because it's not going to show, so what does it matter? So I'm just going to add some dimension of this. Okay, Denise, I will give you that, the dimension of the white piece and the purple piece here in just a second. But notice that I just cut it a tiny bit smaller because I didn't want it to show out the sides at all. Now, this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, 3 3/4 by 5. And this is the white piece is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So it's an 1/8 smaller all the way around, or I should say a 1/16 smaller, but just a piece smaller. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, before I actually show you exactly what we're going to do, I want to bring in my annual catalog, and I'm going to turn to page 22 because 22, I'm getting some help for this class with these different sketches on page 22. Okay, and so you've seen me do this before. I love that in the new catalog coming out, which, by the way, if you are signed up for the Changing Leaves class, you'll be getting a catalog in this class. You'll be getting the holiday catalog that's just come out. So you'll have your own version to thumb through, and there will be new sketches in that. But I'm going to use this top row number 4. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Top row number 4, that's the sketch I'm going to use for this card. By the way, I'm going to use other sketches for today. All right, so now I also have some pieces here. I have some Pretty in Pink, and I have some lemon and lemon lolly. And I think I'm going to go with the lemon lolly because Denise picked here, and so I just want a nice, fun contrast. It's something totally different. And I have some twine that matches it, which is cute. All right, so let's start this layout. Let's start laying it out. And then we're actually going to add some more stuff to it. Some different elements from the bundle. So, but before we do this, before we kind of do our layout, I'm going to take this cute little heart image here. I really do think it's cute. And we're going to, and if you remember, the layout has this piece here all the way off to the right side. Okay, so, oh man, how did I get everything all wet? Oh boy. I don't know what was wet when oh, my catalog must have gotten set in something wet. Oh, hold on, delay a game. It sure did. And that was a brand new, nice, crispy catalog. All right. Okay, keep going. Petunia Pop, ink. Oh, you want the size of the piece that I embossed. Okay, well, it's actually a die cut, but if you want to just cut a rectangle, which is totally cool, this is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. 2 1/4, so I should actually say, because I'm going to use it this direction, 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, excellent question. Now I'm just going to, so make sure that I have my folded edge here. I'm just going to add some hearts right in here. We'll add a few right up at the top here. And then this layer comes in here like so. Okay, so a bunch of it didn't show, which is okay. That just tells me I just need to do a little bit more. We'll even fill in this space there. And I'm going to do the same thing down in here. That's not going to show. Anyhow, okay, so I've just kind of stamped the corners. We're going to do that several times today. Stamp the corner with these hearts just to add some playfulness. And then I do want to add, I'm going to add one here, right in there. So we'll kind of repeat that. And then this one right down here. So these are fully going to show. Okay, so a little repetition there with those hearts. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, let's start to put our layout together. I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this, which is why I put the panel there, was so that I didn't have to do a bazillion dimensionals. That all I'm going to need is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Again, just because it's DSP, I didn't think it was going to hold up very well to, you know, to being a layer. I didn't want it to sag and bag out, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let's get this going the right direction. And I'm following that page 22 sketch, so I'm just going to put this right all the way over to the right side. And then this piece here, and then they had another piece that's kind of the sketch. It's an interpretation of the sketch. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to bunk for you. But there it is, okay? So we're kind of following that one. Trying to find a dry spot on the counter, the kitchen counter here. And first I'm gonna tie some twine around my rectangle piece. So let's just cut a chunk off here. Okay. Well, it's interesting. I got my whole work surface wet and kind of funky, and these guys live in the water, so I guess it's okay. All right, so I'm tying my bow just over here on the right side, and it's going to kind of hang out from the side of the banner. Okay, what's kind of fun about this card is it's a little bit of an unexpected color palette. Petunia Pop, Lemon Lolly, and Smoky Slate. And I think when you're coloring cute little cartoon type critters like this, you need to be fanciful and unusual with your color palette choice. I mean, you don't have to, but it just kind of makes it fun, right? Okay, I'm just going to slide this over just a skosh. Maybe. It doesn't want to move. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my card base with a little glue here. And this one is going to kind of hug over to the left just a little bit because I'm following the sketch, but I do want it straight. Okay. There's that. And now my cute little critters are going to come in here, but I'm going to put these up on dimensionals, but I'm going to need, oh, sorry. No, I was thinking this was on dimensionals. I don't need to Big Mac anything. They can all just be one level. Okay. There's my cute, 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 cute critters here. And that's hanging off. Ooh, hello, Jacqueline. Okay. So, Jacqueline, to bring you up to speed, I'm on page 22 of the catalog, and I'm using different layouts from the catalog. Okay, so now I have this banner and I'm going to put my greeting on here, and we'll make this be a birthday card. So it's going to say sending birthday hugs. Okay, and this banner die, I forgot to show you guys, this banner die is part of the Hearts and Hugs bundle. Here it is right here. We're going to use it several times today, of course. And then the other die that I'm going to use for this particular card is this one right here. Okay? And it cuts you know, 7 cute little hearts. But I love the way that they have it in this arch here. This arc, rather. And I kind of really wanted to mimic that and bring that into here. So you're going to see that in just a second. So we'll get there. Since I was pulling out dies, I was going to pull out that one at the same time. All right, back to our greeting, sending birthday hugs. And I'm going to stamp this in black to go with the color that I stamped little cute little critters. Sending birthday hugs. Now, what you'll want to do is be sure you're not stamping, that you're not over pressing your image, because when you over press, then you get that funny ghost-like look and it blurs out a little bit. So, okay, we're going to need several of these because these are minis to get all the way across. But there you go. A few little minis on here. And then we will tackle these super cute hearts. How many of you guys have this bundle? Or how many of you have just some cute other, you know, fun little animals that you could replace and do something very similar? Good morning, Jan. Okay, so now following the layout, I'm going to kind of reach this under just a little bit, just to incorporate it. These are off to the side here a little bit, so that's why it's going off to the side, but that's why I have the bow kind of counterbalancing that action there. Okay, so there's my greeting. Now, for these hearts. All right, so I have die cut the hearts from a piece of the Petunia Pop. So this is the in color glimmer paper. So you can see I cut them out. This was for the card, my prototype. But you can see that they're die cut already. And I've already put teeny little halvesies of the dimensionals on the back. So I have them prepped. So they are there. But I want them to be in this cute arch, and I don't want to eyeball it. So I'm going to add the arch piece right over their heads, and I'm going to put a dot right in the center of each one. Okay? So I'm using a pencil. Now it gives me a good idea of where I'm going to put each of those. And I'm not going to be going, oh, is it in the right spot? You know, yeah, I might have to pick it up and move it around a little bit, but not all of them. So Julie says she does not have the set yet, but it is cute. Okay, so to me, when somebody's doing a stamp class like this, if I don't have the set, I like to look through my stash of what I have that is similar. Okay, so these are in here, but I'm just going to easily just pop that right out. And actually, before I pop that out, I'm going to go through and do it all at the same time here in a second. But okay, so I've got my little heart. I've put the little backing off of, and so that's a half of a dimensional. And so I'm just going to put that right on top of my pencil mark. But before I poke that out, looks like we lost one here, I'm going to pull all these backs at the same time. When I was working at Bloomster's and would often have to mass produce a lot of stuff, whether it was, you know, place cards, table numbers, any paper goods, or even floral stuff, if you do like one at a time, it's actually so much less efficient. So you should do all of the same task at once. So like if you're making a card swap, pull all of those backs at the same time. So do the same task, and they say that you will actually move faster. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm just adding these. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it without taking all the stickiness out of them. Okay, anyways, how cute is this glimmer paper with this designer series paper? Julie Beltramo, she's in the house. Okay, Jacqueline says, awesome tip. Okay, so I'm assuming you're talking about the little pencil dot. Okay, yes, because now I kind of like that these are this way because, you know, sometimes I like to do my own thing, but I also like to do what the artist from Stampin' Up! Intended. So that was kind of my reason for going in that arced layout there. Okay, I'm trying to get back to Jan Lacey. Could you have laid that whole piece on the card and then... Yes. Hello. Yes. That's if they all had stayed intact. Yes. Duh. I should try that next time. You should have stopped me sooner. Okay, so you saw the hard way. Now let's try the Jan Lacey smart way on your next card. Okay, so we need to add a little, oh gosh, man, I got water on everything here, folks. Do you see that water spot? Shoot. Hopefully it'll dry because we need something on the inside of our card here. And so I thought for this card, I'm just going to repeat some of the hearts. Okay, so we'll just give it a little zhuzh down here at the bottom. And the top, we'll just kind of repeat what we had going. Keep it super simple, but I do want to add, so here's my Wink of Stella, and I am going to just stellize these hearts. And so you're going to see me do this several times today because you know my illness. I am a Stella Anonymous member. No. Okay. And I'm going to do it to these here as well that are on the DSP. And I like to do their cheeks and nose and even their tusk. Hey, I wouldn't mind putting this on my teeth if it made it look sparkly and pretty. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. You're thinking, what a loony boon is this woman talking about? Okay, a little bit of splatter. And there you have it, folks. Oh, we kind of need to put this on the inside. And you got us all addicted to this stuff. I'm so sorry that I was an enabler. Okay, so you know what, guys? This is going to glue to the inside of the card. But because I just got water on it and then smeared it down the middle, I will use this for something else. We'll kind of use these sections and I will replace that. But that would be an inside of our card that gives us just a cute little look. Okay, so Clean and Simple is the name of the game for today. All right, so there's our first cute card. Again, following the fourth on the top row on page 22 of the annual catalog. While I have this here, we're going to do our next card. And our next card, I'm going to do bottom row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be the 7th right here. So bottom row number 7. That's going to be the layout for our next card. Okay, let's see here, folks. Let me do a little cleanup so I'm not totally insane with things. And I can't put the cards where I usually put the cards or it's going to get all wet. Okay, so, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot some gems. I am using up basic rhinestones. You guys, there's nothing like a pack of basic rhinestones. I really do. This is probably, since we've been carrying them, this is probably like the 25th pack that I've gone through, maybe even more. I don't know. But it is like a, you know, a favored pack for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of have some fun playing up these. I'll do another one down here. Notice I'm kind of like highlighting the little hearts. So I wish, though, that they gave us a few more mediums, because I really would have liked to have had a few more mediums. Okay, there we go. Now she's dressed and ready to go out the door to the party, right? Here's my other. So here we go. Number 2 with this, All right. Oh, gosh, you guys, I got water on everything. This is just, I don't even know how I did it, where it's coming from. Oh, well, we're going to cover this, so we'll make that be the back. All right, so for this card, I'm going to use Pool Party, another favorite. And it's 8.5 by 5.5, 4 1/4. We will fold it, give it a good burnish. And I have 3 more pieces of the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper. The back side is a fun Petunia Pop Berry Burst mix, but we're going to use this side. I really like this paper. So these 3 pieces, and then I have a piece of Peach Pie. So you'll see that if you remember on the layout here, it had something like these 4 pieces. This piece had kind of a banner end, but I'm not going to do that. And then it had a circle. So that's kind of where we're going with our layout, mimicking the one from the catalog. Okay, so here we go. Let's get these just kind of glued down so that we can get our background in place. And I'm going to start with the DSP. And this is how, for me, for this one, it's like, okay, well, how am I going to put these on and make them even? So I'm going to give myself, for now, I'm going to make sure my side border, top, and the other side are even. So if I do that on this top one, and I do it again on the bottom one, then the other 2, they'll just kind of fit right in place. Okay, so even on the sides and the bottom. Now, I should tell you the measurement of these 3 pieces. Let's see, where did my little ruler go? Look at that Salisbury barbershop ruler. This is 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. And then this piece is 3 3/4 by 7/8. Okay, a little bit different. So this one's going to come in here, and then this one. Now, if you wanted to, rather than being exactly like the sketch, and kind of just crisscross these and make them a little more wonky, then you don't even have to worry about all this spacing business, right? Which is sometimes nice. My friend always used to say straight equals stress, which I have to agree with. So now I'm just going to do these and see. I'm going to eyeball. Oh, and this one's on crooked. Shoot, Queen. Why didn't somebody tell me? Oh, well, it's good enough. It's handmade. Call it art, right? I have really let go, and I'm, trying not to sweat the small stuff anymore. Okay, we'll try and even it out just a little bit. Okay, and now we'll put this last piece in. But I will often do that. I'll do my ends and then work myself in. Okay. Okay, there's my layout. I think it's fun, quick and easy. Now this piece is going to come in here, and this is going to go on with dimensionals. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm not going to splatter it. I'm not going to emboss it. We're just going to lift it up. And so now we have really mimicked the sketch in the catalog. Okay, so just trying to make it look like it's pretty centered. Okay, for this card, Let me see. Let's go back to a piece of paper here. We are going to stamp again in black Memento because I'm going to be coloring with more Stampin' Blends. Okay? Or Denise, she likes to watercolor. You can, and I've watercolored these critters and I've blended them. So these are, okay, I still don't know my animals. What are these? They're not, I don't know. They're cute. Okay. Somebody tell me what animal this is. I knew, but my brain has gone to a blur, to a fog. All right. It has a die cut right here. Size of the circle, Denise. Let's see. Size of the circle. Going across, it's about 1 7/8 across, so a 1 to 2 inch. Thank you, Jan Lacey. She says, badgers? It's funny, both of you guys have question marks after it. Are they badgers? I don't know. You're asking, I'm asking you. But there is a die cut for it, an open die cut from the set, from the bundle there. And I have it done ahead of time, just so you don't have to wait for me to do that. But you do have to wait for me to color it. So that, you know, because sometimes it's nice to see what colors that people are mixing. And I'm going to get more weird as the cards go along here on my color mixes. So I'm going to use, we're going to have some petal pink in this for the stripes on their face. And I'm going to use a little bit of Bubble Bath. And that's to pull into the paper color here. And then these are going to be crumb cake. We're going to have some crumb cake critters here. So where did my scratch paper go? Here it is. I should have been stamping on this. Okay, so my cute little critters here. We're going to start out with crumb cake. Now, crumb cake, this is... I am in need of a new crumb cake. Well, it's actually coloring pretty well right now. But I'm just kind of drawing like their fur, kind of like, that's the kind of the pattern. I'm kind of pulling off of this edge right here, and then the fur that's on their back. So I'm just kind of mimicking that in my color technique here, or lack thereof technique. And I'm just filling this in. I'm just laying some color down. It's not fancy by any means. In fact, it's pretty rudimentary. Like I say, I just want to get some color there so that when I put the other colors on, there's something to blend into. So we're creating the badgers here. Okay, again, I'm just kind of lightly just kind of following what I think might be the direction of their fur. Get this little tail. And we'll get their faces in a minute. That's the part that I like to do the best. Now this would really help if I had a better crumb cake blend. I told you I needed some new ones. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of blend some of this. And I'm using the bullet tip just because that other tip is so bad. Okay. But I'm going to do something here in just a second that you're going to go, what the heck did she just do? So let's give a little color to their faces. To the badger. You know, I think back to elementary school when we would learn our animals. I must not have been paying attention. Okay, just lay the color down. Kind of the direction of their fur. And I need a little more dark. And I'm not filling this in entirely. Just kind of down by their noses and right in here, just so that there is a little bit of a differentiation. So it's not just all dark crumb cake. Now we'll blend this a lot. Okay, faces are coming along and they're looking really cute. And now we're going to take them over the top. Okay, so let me just kind of show you where we're at. No, it's not looking wonderful just yet. Give it a minute, give it a minute. So this is light petal pink. And I'm just going to color this stripe in with the light petal pink. I'm going to come in with some dark, especially in the ear, just so there's a little bit of differentiation. And now I'm going to use that pebbled path again for their noses. Okay, that right there is the cutest little thing. They start to come to life when you give them a dark nose like that. And now here's where it's going to get fun. This is light bubble bath. Let me bring my paper in here. What happens here when I add this into here, these two colors blend nicely, but what I feel just happened is that it really ties back to my designer series paper. So that's why I added in a swoosh of the pink. So maybe in photographs, you'll be able to see that, but that blending of the petal and the bubble bath really kind of brought things full swing to our paper. Now, here's where we're going to get weird, folks. I'm going to take my, and not weird, it's just different. See how this isn't very interesting just yet? When you use a lighter color blend on a darker color, it kind of acts as a color lifter, all while depositing color at the same time. So I am going to just kind of swoosh this on, again, in that kind of fur motion. And what it does is it blends this just a little bit, makes this not look quite so, she just colored in like a kindergartner. Well, maybe like a second grader. Okay. And it's providing some interest and depth. And it's giving me a much more interesting shape, if you know what I mean. All while tying back to my DSP. All right, so there it is. See how it has just a little bit more texture and it's just a little bit more interesting. Okay, so these are going to kind of come right in here. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the bottom and then we'll glue the top. Okay, so we're done with blends for this card for now. Okay. And I'm going to set them off to the side slightly. How cute is that? I mean, come on. All right, moving right along, we are going to use a couple more dies. So let me kind of dump these out and show you some of these. There are flower dies in here. So there's this, and then there's so this is like a large and a medium, and then there's also a large and a medium. There's some singles, okay? And then there's these cute little hearts that are detailed. They're fun. They're in there. So we're going to die cut those. But this is the die that I'm looking for. There's this one here. And so this is grass and leaf, flower stems. And so these little round spots are right for where you're going to attach your flowers, okay? So here's one of the flowers cut out. And this one is, I cut this out of the Peach Pie Glimmer. It's going to be super cute on this card. Let me take your pick tool here. These little flowers, though, have a little hole in the center that does pop out. So if you look at it from the back, they have these little details in there. And when you glue these to the flowers, you're going to get you know, right to the center. You can see that color of the stem coming through. But I'm going to end up covering it with gems, but it's just kind of a fun detail. So I will do my usual. Let's give it a little bit of a curl, bring it to life. And so I actually have a bunch of stuff cut here. So I'm going to, there's that die. I'm going to put these away just so that you guys, so that I don't lose them. Okay. Trying to move quick here and not lose things. So I have some peach pie flowers. Looks like we have a large and a small. So we've got 2 larges and a small that I grabbed. And then I like these little, I've cut out of pink, pretty in pink, the little hearts. Okay. And so these hearts have tiny little, can you see those little lines in them? Gives it just a nice little detail there. And I'm going to just kind of give it a soft bend, just soft, just enough. And so these are pretty much all the same size, but these are bigger than the hearts from our first card here, just so you can kind of see the difference. Okay, let's see, one more heart here. Okay, so, and I have one more set of, so while this is Pool Party, I cut these from Coastal Cabana, just for a little added dimension. All right, now let's do this. Let's curl each of our flowers. Does anybody do this? Or am I the only one that likes to give them a little dimension like that? Okay, so I'm going to put just touches of glue. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, hello. Welcome to pickup class. As you can see, I'm featuring the hearts and hugs. And so these are just going right on here, like so. So that was a large, there's a small, another large. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of let those dry. Actually, this one's kind of low. And I do like to turn them over and see if I'm somewhere in the general vicinity of the center of the flower and the stem. So I've been noticing that Stampin' Up! Has been doing this, that they're giving us a little something to glue to. It's kind of nice. Okay, so there's that little set of flowers. I mean, come on, how cute is that? And then let's do the same thing with these. One. Whoa, that's a lot of glue. In fact, I'm going to take some of that glue off, or it's just going to take forever to dry, and it's going to make a mess. There we go. They are super cute dies. So Jacqueline curls her flowers. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so, and you could put these on straight, but I kind of like them. I kind of like giving them a little character here. So we'll tilt them here and there. Maybe we'll tilt this one this way and that way. Okay. And I'm just going to give them a little squish just to make sure that the glue has definitely like grabbed it. And I'm going to hold these two together, and I'm going to just kind of, I'm going to lace, make sure this is, the glimmer paper takes just a little bit longer to glue, to dry. But I'm just going to kind of put these two together, kind of like they're just growing in the garden this way. And notice I brought one of those, the little hearts, forward. Once you get those settled the way you like, I like it like that, I'm just going to do a little bit of dimensional action here. And so I'm going to put a little bit, I'm going to hold these two together. Okay, and hope that doesn't show. It does a little bit, so I just have to kind of push it up a little. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Let's see. We'll put a dimensional right there. And I think I'm just going to glue the rest because some of these are going to overlap the little critters here. So I have a little glue, little dimensional action, and these are going to hug these two. They're just going to kind of, like they're in a cute little garden, hanging out. So once I get things on like that, then I can kind of see where I need to add some glue. So I can see I need a little glue right in there. So I'm going to make myself a little tool here because I don't have any trash in my little container. All I have are dimensional covers. But I like to put just a little bit of glue on the tip of a piece of paper. Okay, Denise, I'll catch you later. And look for some photos later on. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, so now that these are kind of hanging out in the little garden here, our cute little dudette, I want a greeting. So I like you guys to have my ephemera saying something pack on hand. And I'm going to, and I actually have 2 packs in here because I had one and then I had another one from our Studio Ink Spots camp. So that's why it looks like there's a lot in here, because there are. But have them in here and start kind of just flipping through things and go, gosh, what would fit my card here? Well, here's the hello. So I mean, I could add hello in here and that would be super cute. That's the right color. But the point is just to kind of have these on hand, or you could do forever and ever. Maybe it's a wedding, a cute, informal, like anniversary card or something. So what I'm looking for though is a particular one, and I hope I have another one in here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I see the back of it. Here it is right here. I like this one right here. You make life so rosy. Look how cute that is right there. Just to tie the whole card together. So have your ephemera on hand. The nice thing about the ephemera, $8. That's the ephemera in the catalog. Now the new ephemera in the holiday catalog is a little bit more expensive, and that's because it has gold accents on it. And it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm just looking to see where I'm putting my dimensionals so that I don't end up making something kind of crooked. Well, we'll put that right there. That way I know it's in the right spot and it's not going to make it wonky or lumpy in the wrong directions. There's that, but I'm not going to set it down just yet because I do want to add just a very obvious linen thread bow in here, just to make it cute all around, all the way around. Let's see here, a little too long on that side. Okay, so just a fast bow. Notice I like to hold that knot. That keeps things from twisting. And then I do like to anchor, really hunker down on that and tighten that knot so it doesn't slip around. Okay. Grab my ends, make them even, like we always do, and maybe just a little bit of glue dot action. And so I'm going to put my glue dot kind of right, and it's going to go right about there, because I know that's where my greeting is going to cover that. Okay, now I can put my greeting in here. And how cute is this, right? Cute action happening all the way around. Kind of get these going the way I want them. And let's add some gems because they're here and they're awesome. And I am going to use a big guy on one of these flowers. I wish I had some mediums, but I'm out. So there's the big guy. And what it does is it, you know, I'm sure it seems a little like trite. Yeah, she's putting them right in the center of the flowers. But it just brings it to life. It finishes it off. Okay. And we'll finish it with just a little bit of sparkle and shine. Stella. Oh, and I like to do their cheeks just like I did on the walrus. Or sea lions, whatever they are. We'll just kind of punch that. Also, I'm going to turn this upside down and I'm going to kind of paint these hearts. And then we'll give an overall splatter. Super, super cute, you guys. Cuteness, cuteness, cuteness. Cuteness, attack, alert. Here's the one. Here's another one. Very similar. This is the one I was going off of. So have some fun with this cute little set. These critters. There's our badgers now. And I do have a card for the center of that. So and it looks like actually the water that was on it dried, so I can design it. And my thought here, we're going to keep this super, super simple and just add some leftover flowers. And so I have some pink ones here that are left over. So maybe, let's see if I can find a small, just something like that, keeping it super, super simple. So let's glue this in place. We'll splatter this just a little bit, this paper, since we have some blends out. And we'll splatter with, let's do some dark bubble bath. This might not show up too much, but I'm just kind of hitting it in the corners. And it does show, hopefully you can do one for yourself and see, or something like it. And now let's just add these. Jacqueline, it is predictable, but it's just, sometimes it just needs to be finished that way. It just needs it. And so I'm going to do these kind of unexpected, let them go off the edge just a little bit, just like stamping, right? And I'm going to put gems in the center of these too. Why not? In fact, we could also put a greeting in here. So you make life rosy, and then we could do just sending a big hug. That's what we'll do. We'll do that one. Okay, so here's this little flower, a little fleur. And then we'll do this one. And then we'll put some gems in it and we'll stamp a greeting. And we will call it art. Le stampen es finita. Okay. We'll do littles on the inside here. One. But how cute is that? Now it totally relates to the front of the card. There's that. And let's take sending birthday hugs off. You know, I forgot to mention, but you can see, right, that these are cling mount. So this is classic red rubber, which is always a nice plus, right? Okay, so sending a big hug. And I think I'm just going to tuck it right down here by the flowers. Okay, easy. Cute, cute, cuteness. There it is, all finished up. That was card number 2. Card number 3 is my favorite. It is my favorite. This card has, while it's a simple design, it really is, there's a lot happening in it. So let me show you which one we're going to follow. We are going to follow this sketch right here. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see if I can get it into the camera. It's the top row, number 10, because there's 11 going across. This one right there is what we're going to do. So that will be card number 3 for tonight, this afternoon, whatever day and time it is. Okay, so my card base it's half a sheet of Summer Splash. So this is our card color. And you know what? This is the wrong measurement. Oh, shoot, Queen. This is the wrong measurement. Okay, I have to make this right because this card is super, super cute. But I'm going to go grab a half sheet of Summer Splash so that we can make it right. In the meantime, for your viewing pleasure, you may have seen this before, but this is, we're going to do a version, not this card, but we are going to do a version of a latch or a fold back card. Okay, so I will just kind of leave this one here. I'll be right back. I'm just grabbing a piece of Summer Splash. I'm ready. She's a big geek. Here it is. But the reason I changed, we're going to do the exact same layout, and I'm going to explain it, but I'm going to change the dimensions up on you here. Okay, so for this latchback card, typically what we've been doing is saying, take your card, cut off an inch, and put it to the other side, right? So I'm improving on that one. Let me get a half a sheet of this going here. I just have to make sure I don't put anything in the water pile. Okay, so half a sheet is where we're going to start. And typically, for these latchback cards, what you would do is you would score your card in half, then you would cut off an inch, and then on the other side, you would score an inch, okay? And that makes it really, really easy, which that's what this card is, okay? It's a half sheet of paper, and what I did is I cut off an inch, and then I scored an inch. So these are really easy. You've seen me do these. I love this fold. I'm going to turn this into, an everyday fold because it's so good. But I have made an improvement on this. And let me see if we can get our measurements going here the right way. We are going to score at 3.5. That's going to be our first score line. So let me bring this into view here. Let's get the dimensional bundle out of the way. So our first score line is at 3.5. Okay. So we're doing this different. Instead of cutting one end off, I'm actually just going to fold it. Something doesn't feel right on my cutting. So there's 3.5. That's our first score line. Then we're going to score at 3.5, and we have to score it at 3.5 again, so that's going to be at 7 inches. So I'm going to open this up. So we have 3.5, then 7, and then we're going to go to 9, and I hope this is right. Even if it's not, I got another half right here, right? Okay, so what I should probably do is show you the old way and now show you this way. So instead of cutting an inch off and having a raw edge, what I'm going to have here, let's just fold these. So this one goes here. That one's going to go forward. By the way, this is going to be a portrait latch card. But we're not doing the 1 inch measurement this time. We're doing a 2 inch measurement. This one's going to come this way. So it looks a lot like a gatefold. However, I have a score line right there, and this one's going to fold back. Okay? So let me fold these back just so I can get a nice crisp burnish fold in there. So hopefully this makes sense. So this card, I'll just hold this one this way, okay? So this is going to be the latch that folds back. So we've made it bigger, and now I actually have a fold on top and on bottom rather than just a cut raw edge, which that typically is when we've made these, right? Because we cut the one end off. So to me, this is just taking it up, taking the actual fold up a notch. I've adjusted how much is going to fold back, and I have made it nicer on the edges. It just has a cleaner look. So this is going to be a fold back, and this is going to be super cute, you guys. Now, this color palette, let's see. I'm going to bring my catalog out again. And on page 133 and 134, we have the color theory page, right? Well, I'm going to not do any of these. I'm actually going to do a variation of complementary. So complementary, we know are straight across on the color wheel. So the color palette for this card is actually going to be more of a split complementary color. And so my color is Summer Splash, and straight across from Summer Splash is going to be Pretty in Pink. But I'm actually going to split it, and we're going to pick up some different colors here. So here's my Pretty in Pink. So I'm actually going to take it, so it's really more on this color wheel here. It's Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to go a couple this direction and some this direction as well. So I'm going to use and have kind of a split complementary. I'm going to use Melon Mambo, Cajun Craze, and Summer Splash. And you're thinking, what the heck kind of complementary colors are those? They are split complementary colors. So we have Summer Splash, Melon Mambo, and Cajun Craze. All right. It's, you had to take your cats to the vet, Kathleen. Oh no, poor kitties. All right, so let me just show you the card so you can see how cute this is in real life. It is such a stinking cute card. Oh my gosh, I love this card. So here you might see the, if you go back to page 22, you'll see the layout, but it's not just the sketch layout, it's also a fun fold. So this whole section folds back, and then you open the card. It is so cute. You guys, this card is adorable. Super, super cute. So this is the one we're making. This is why I had to go and get the right size Summer Splash, because the 1 inch that I had here on hand originally, it just didn't look as good with everything up so high. So that's why I switched the size here. Okay, so it's an unusual color combo. Who's going to put Melon Mambo and Cajun Craze with Summer Splash? Me. Okay, so first things first. This is another piece of the Unbounded Beauty, and you're going to look at some really technical work here. I'm just going to put this, so it has a really tight layer on here. It's just barely shorter than the rest of the paper, right? So we've got a really tight border, but I'm just going to go like this. That's where I need to cut it. I'm not going to measure. I'm just putting it on, putting a little pencil mark, and that's right where I'm going to cut this paper in half. Or I should say into 2 pieces, because it's not really half, right? Okay. Now we will glue this all together. Glue our pieces on here. This one is easy, so I should probably, is that the way it was? Or was it like, there it is. I'm trying to match the paper back up. I found it. Okay, so lay this one on. And then we'll put this one on. All right, so got this going here. Okay. So there is the start to the card. Now, let's see. I'm sticky. What do we need? So here is our layer of Melon Mambo. And let me show you how I actually interpreted the sketch. So the sketch actually there is a bow in it, but I'm actually using something a little different here. So let's see if I can get that in there. See that sketch? See, there's kind of a bow that comes up the right side and on the left bottom, and then there's a banner behind it. I'm actually going to interpret that a little bit different. I'm going to use my strips of Cajun Craze in lieu of ribbon up there, okay? So I have something a little bit more like, here's my Cajun Craze up top. And so that's a little bit more of what the sketch is. And I know this is too big. We're gonna fix that in just a second here. So that, I just wanted to kind of point that out. All right, so then let's see here, folks. How big is my piece of Melon Mambo? It is 3.5 inches. So let's switch this to 3.5 inches. And I'm gonna show you how to make a banner when you don't have a banner punch. Okay, so it's 3.5 inches. That's what I'm looking for. And now it is 1.5 inches wide. So I'm going to just put this at 3/4. Okay. And I'm going to just make a mark with my score line. And I'll do it again right here. So I've just made some marks on where center is. That way I know, so I know right where center is, and I'm gonna snip up, and now I'm gonna go from corner to the center of my snip mark, and then you have to go here, but that's impossible for me to cut, so I actually flip it over so that I can do the same one. Okay, so there's my notch. Looking good, looking good. Same thing here. Okay. Hey, it's in my way. I couldn't see what I was doing. Okay, easy. So there's my banner. And I'm going to keep my scissors nearby. I'm actually going to kind of glue these now so that they're in place and ready to go. So I have one this way. It looks like they're kind of, I'm going to start with one. It's just going to be easier if I do one first. So I've got this one. So I'm just going to put a little glue right in here. So have you guys been using these sketches at all? Just curious what you guys think about them. Have you used the color wheel page? What you think about that? Okay, so I have my two pieces. And I'm going to trim them up just a little bit. They're not quite, they're a little longer than what I want them to be. Especially this end over here. Cool. So the Cajun Craze, which is a little hard to see, that is how I'm interpreting those loops of the ribbon that are in the sketch. So to me, the elements in the sketch imply, they don't actually say, oh, you've got to use a banner there or you've got to use a circle there. It's just a placeholder for something, right? So there is that. So my banner's put together. Now I do have for this card, this is another circle from the Everyday Details. This one, and I know Denise jumped off, but she may come back and watch a little bit more. This one measures about 2.5 inches across. And I'm going to glue that one to my banner here. So I'm just going to put a little glue in the center. Okay. Super cute, you guys. You've not used the sketches. I like sketches, you guys, and you love the color wheel. That's awesome, Kat. I like sketch challenges. Like if I have a choice between a sketch challenge or a color challenge, I will take a sketch challenge any day over a color challenge. I just like sketches because it's like, it puts the, like if you're looking at things in blocks of whether it's paper or elements, It road maps it right out for you. It's like so cool. Okay, now here's what's going to be kind of crazy. All right, so this is where this is going to go, and that interprets the sketch, right? But I want to put this on with dimensional, so I'm actually going to turn it over. And while it's upside down, I'm going to put my dimensionals on. That way I know where they're going to go and that they're not going to show, okay? So, and I used minis originally, and now I can't find my minis because I've thrown everything off to the other side so that they wouldn't get wet because of the puddle of stuff. Yes, Jacqueline, they are. They're a total jumping off point. Okay, well, we're going to have to just hope these don't show. Okay, so I'm going to put them right up at the very top here. Okay, I can go a little higher on these right in here because the circle's not going to show, right? And then one right there. Okay, peel these off. So the new mini catalog, or I should say the September, December, the cool thing about that one is it's cards and tags. So it's kind of fun. Kind of fun. And I mentioned, you guys, that your kits this month will be including a catalog because I forgot to do the mailing selector. I was so busy, but I wasn't, it doesn't seem like I was that busy, but man, July was a busy month. Okay, so that is kind of the start of where this goes so that when you open, you do see this. And so I decided, I'm like, oh, you see that? Should I maybe have put the Cajun underneath the Melon Mambo or on top of from this side? But I just decided that I'm just going to play that up. And so if you see there, we've got a flower on it. So I'm like, I'm just going to play it up. You know, it is what it is. So if you've got something like that, let's move along with what we're going to do for this card here. So you can see I've got this little hamster. Is this a hamster? Still, you know, having a rough time with my zoology here. And you know what? I took a zoology class, but it was way different than just knowing your animals. Okay, so I have him stamped and die cut already. So yeah, stamp it on white. Cute, cute little dude here. And let's color this one in. And we're going to color this one in an unexpected color because you can see it's nice and dark there. So I have Cajun Craze and Copper Clay out right at the moment. And I have both of them out because I can't remember what I did. It would make sense that it would be Cajun Craze, but it could also be Copper Clay because, yeah. I mean, I made this card a couple weeks ago. I made it a couple weeks ago thinking that was my next class, and I completely skipped over the wildflower. So I thought, whoa, got to switch gears. So let's see here. Let's just do a little on scratch. I think this is what I used was Copper Clay, because here's Cajun Craze. Well, let's use the fat side so we can get a good comparison. Oh, it could be that too. They're so similar. So that was dark Cajun Craze and dark Copper Clay. Look how similar. We're going to go Cajun Craze and hope for the best. Okay, so let's just cap that. Let's start here. Here we go. I'm just going to kind of color in. Just kind of the same way I did the badgers. I keep wanting to say hamster. This is the hamster. I need a smaller tip on this guy. Okay, so I'm just coloring in. And where it's like jagged, like the fur, that's where I like to kind of just scribble in the same direction, you know, as that is going, if you know what I mean. Okay, this center section, I'm just going to lay some color down so that we have something to blend into. And it's just scribbled. It is nothing beautiful just yet. Get his little hands. Pause. Okay, again, I kind of want to go, my little scribbles here are in the direction of their fur. And while I have this tip out, let's get this upper half. And so we're going to do the ears and the cheeks, just kind of like we've been doing with the other projects, and making them a different color. And so for this one, I'm going to use Petal Pink rather than the Bubble Bath. Just the Bubble Bath, I don't know, it just felt a little too bubbly. Okay, that was light Petal Pink. Here comes a little dark. Again. And I'm leaving some areas light. And I'll give a little bit of dimension to his ears. And now I'm going to do a little bit of the dark Cajun Craze. Again. Just kind of following the little, of course, a lot of this isn't going to show. Let's use that dark pebbled path for his nose. Cute. You guys, so cute. Just adding the nose, that makes me go, yeah, that's cute. Now I'm going to go back in with the light Cajun and just kind of blend this in. And we'll just kind of call it a day on coloring him in. He's cute. His little sign's going to end up getting covered, his belly, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, so this is going on with dimensionals, of course. And I do have more of the stems, so kind of like the other card. We'll put those in place. I'm just going to glue the flowers. He's going to get put on with dimensionals. But let's just give this, I got to clean the tip of my glue here. It's getting a little out of control. So I'm going to glue this guy. Oh, my stars, Venus and Mars. Holy moly. That was a lot of glue. Sometimes it just doesn't come out at all. And look at that. That was a gusher. We got a bleeder. What is that from? I don't even know. Hey, Karen. Popping on late. Good to see you. Good to see you. So today it's all about using the sketches on page 22. And so this is top row. And look at that. I just got glue all over the place where I didn't want it. Top row. Number 10 is this sketch, and it's a latch card, but it's a new measurements for this latch card, completely different than the 1-inch one we've been doing. Okay, don't go, I don't want to put this on too soon because I've got to do something here. So if you'll notice here, I have some Cajun Craze linen thread. So let's tie a bow. And then we'll give it a quick color. So here is my linen thread. I'm just going to make a real fast bow. And sometimes I will, if I'm coloring my linen thread, I will just color the whole strip and then tie it. And sometimes I like to do it this way, and that is to tie the bow and color the bow. It sometimes makes it a little easier. I don't know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see this side a little smaller. Bring in my scratch paper here. And I'm going to use the dark Cajun Craze. And so I just kind of work from the center out. And then I flip it over and do the other side. And then switch sides. And flip it over yet still. Okay, so have any of you guys made these kind of fold back latch cards? I know Julie Beltramo has. Just curious if you guys have made any of them. I really enjoy them. I really, really like them. Okay, let me even up my ends, allowing this to a little bit of time to dry so that it doesn't wick into any of my materials here on the card. You just want to make sure that these are dry before you add them to your card. The nice thing about using a Stampin' Blend on the linen thread is that it gives, if you want to curl the linen thread in such a way, it really, it almost works like a mousse or styling gel. It gives it some stability. So Kat has made fold back cards. Awesome. Jacqueline says, might give it a try. I really like it because it's the same amount of cardstock, yet you're getting a fun fold out of it. That's what I think that's why I like it so much, is there's no added stuff, just a one or two added folds. Okay, so here's a glue dot for my linen thread. And then we'll pop that right there. And then put our cute little dude on, like so. Oh my goodness, so cute. Let me bring this one in. Have a few more details here that are going to take this card from sweet and simple to super sweet and simple. Kind of an over-the-top look here. Let's see. This has Petunia Pop all over it. Let's give it a quick clean. And with the black, you can see I've got some hearts there and a few right in here. So you want to have your card assembled before you stamp these so you know exactly where to go. So that kind of gives me a good hint where to go. And then I'm going to, just like we did on on the first card, I am going to add a little zhuzh here. It's been sterilized. Okay, let's finish these flowers for sure. I have some cut ahead of time here. So these are Melon Mambo. So just a quick, simple little fold with my fingers. Let's get some, oh my goodness gracious, what the heck is going on with the glue today? Hold on. Clean up. Aisle 7. Okay, so the glue is flowing free today. Okay, so there's my glue for my flowers that just exploded all over the place. So we will do cute flowers going on. And let's do a small on this last one. Okay, so let's give them some detail because we can and we will. Give them some Stella. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to wait for that to dry just a split second here before I add some gems to the inside of those. So let's do a big dude on this center guy. And we'll do a couple smalls. I really wish I had a medium. These are cute little critter cards. They really are. Okay, so this one needs a little bit of a sign. Okay, so you saw the banner earlier today. So here I've die cut the banner. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it with sending a big hug. Oh man, did I just get that? I did. I got it all over this stamp. Got it all over my cute pink card. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to resize my die here. So first off, I'm going to stamp sending a big hug on one end. Okay, let that dry. It dries almost instantly. But I'm going to run it back through the machine again. And so I'm going to take my die out here, and I'm going to replace this right inside the die where I think it needs to go. And if I feel like it might not stay in place, you can put some tape on it. Just to be sure, I am going to do that. You don't have to, but we'll just put a little bit of security on there. And I'm going to run it back through the machine. And I'm probably only going to run up to here and then back out, okay? Resize your dies. I do it all the time, folks, all the time. I make them longer and I make them shorter. Resize to customize. Look at that. And you think, well, you could have just clipped the other end. This is a nitpicky thing, but you see how it leaves a little bit of an indentation? I wanted that indentation on the other side. I know, weird. I'm weird. But it's all in the fine details. Okay, so I have like these midget dimensionals from a past paper pumpkin kit. So I'm going to use it right there. Okay, now there are details on the inside of this card that are a must. Okay, so there's a sending a big hug right across the front. So it looks like we're dialed in pretty close for the front. Now let's work on the inside of the card. First off, we need to glue this section together, okay? So let's glue this section together. Now watch, the glue won't come out very well. Well, that's better. Okay, so there's our fold back. And so now we're really beginning to look like the other side. We need to add our 2 layers of white and then all of our flowers and our stamping. Okay, so let's just bring this back into play here. I have my 2 pieces of white, black ink, and the heart image. And so you can see I've got some hearts stamped here and here. And I've got a bunch down here. So we've got some really coming off the page. And so these are just kind of exploding up the corner. Cool. All right. So there's our stamping. And I'm going to follow the same cue from the outside, and that is to give these a little drama. You know, it can happen, you know, it's just a fun little quick detail. You probably won't see it in the camera, but that way you can kind of see exactly where I did add Wink of Stella. So there's the stamping. I have just a little bit more stamping, so it's there when you need it. That is a cute little greeting here in the stamp set. I think we need to put it on a block, though. It's still in the pack. Let's see. Let's pull this one off. Whoops. Put this one on. And I have a white banner already cut. Black ink. And we'll put that right across the middle. Nice. Looking good, looking good. Okay, now this is going to go on here with dimensionals. Actually, let me glue these in place, then I'll dimensionalize that one. And add our flowers, and we'll be done. Okay, here we go. A little bit of glue. This one goes on the top section. And so these are sized just to fit in there nice and tight. So they are 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. so it fits in there good and tight. I've got a little glue there, so a little adhesive remover. I have 3 of these on my stamp desk. I use them all the time. Just for those little things that it's like, oh, I don't like that on my card. Okay. So we're getting close, we're getting close. Let me just kind of flip this so you can see. So we have some flowers to add. Here's our greeting. But to me, these flowers on the inside, this is what takes this card from cute to super cute, or from charming to, you know, over the top, is that there's some fun detail on the inside that makes the inside equally as important as the front. So I think that's becoming more and more important to me, is that you know, you have the stuff out and, you know, you put it to use. Okay. There's that. And now we just need to add the flower. Let's find some flowers here. So I have one more set of this hanging out here. And so I'm just going to clip the tops off. See, I'm just kind of, and I might end up cutting these apart even more. And sometimes it's tedious little details that like this that are kind of hard to hold on to and whatnot. But man, do they sure make your cards cute. I mean, come on, look at that. It's so cute. Okay, so flower number 1. Let's do this one down here. Give it a simple, easy little curl. And the ease of that curl just gives it, you know, it just gives it a nice, it gives it a little added dimension without having to put it on a dimensional. Okay, so I have these intact, and so I'm just going to kind of play with it until I get it to the way I like it. So we'll just put a little glue on here and then slip it under the petals, or a lot of glue. Let me knock some of that off. Okay. So Jennifer, my daughter-in-law, she bought me this cool little bookmaking tool, and it's a glue spatula. And Bosco got a hold of it and ruined it, but I need to get another one. It was fairly inexpensive, but it was so perfect for adding just tiny amounts of glue. Okay, 2 more. And so here's one for up in here. And another one. So let's just get these glued. Oh, I'm so glad it landed face up and not face down, since it's been kind of a crazy day with the water all over my counter. I usually make sure everything's totally clean, but I didn't this time, and I blew it. Okay, there's my other flower. Okay, it's kind of tricky to see with it being the same color on color there, but let's get our little leaf action in here. Looks like one of them I'm just going to have to separate entirely. But let's see if we can't just reach this one down inside without cutting anything. Oh, I'm just going to cut it just in case I need to. So I'm just taking that little bit of stem out. So again, these are tiny little tedious details, but to me, this is what takes this card over the top and just makes it over the top cuteness. Okay, this one I'm gonna have to separate. Okay, So we'll just glue this inside there. See, this is where it gets tricky, is you have to flip it over in your hand, right? Okay, there's one leaf. And then this last one went flying. Way too much glue. I just pulled some stuff out of the garbage so I could scrape some of that glue off. Okay, so there are my leaves. Let's give them a quick paint. And this will help to differentiate on this one right here that I'm painting. It'll make it just a slightly different, shinier color, right? That way you see the difference between this Melon Mambo and that Melon Mambo. Speaking of Melon Mambo, that is just not a color I use very often. I don't know why, but so there's that. Let's put some gems and we'll be done. Okay, so I am gonna put a mango one here because I don't have any mediums. And we'll do one here and one more right there. Super cute, you guys. Super, super cute. We'll give it a little stellized sparkle. And same to the front. And there we have it, folks. Here is our fold back or latch card. I think they're fun. And I think this is a riff on it, but we've taken the mechanics up a little bit more and made them just a little bit more, you know, by having a finished edge on both ends makes it really, really nice. Here is, that was just kind of a sneak peek at one from another class. So great layout. Love this layout. And then here's our ephemera. And then we have our cute little walruses. So there you have it. These cards, you know, be inspired by those sketches. Have some fun with that. And hello, any animal cards. I think they're fun. They're cute. Any cute little critters. So this was Hearts and Hugs. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget that you can place an order. Let me show you that host code one last time. And earn free kits. So there's the host code. Tomorrow is the last day to register for the Changing Leaves class. I will give you a real fast sneak peek of Changing Leaves. Let's see if I've got to find the right cards. Okay, we're going to be working in some berry colors and some soft colors and some neutrals. And oh, they are so pretty. Join me next week for Technique Time. Sign up by tomorrow. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.